Hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you all again. I hope you're all well. I really do miss you when I'm not in touch. It's the start of a long road back into YouTube and whatnot, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. I'm enjoying being back in touch with people again, and I'd just like to say thank you to some very special people for just being so sweet to me, so sweet and so kind, and they say the most loveliest things, and not everybody does. You can't please everybody all at once, and I understand that I may have my faults. Some people get quite upset with me when I try and help them, but don't let them help me, or don't let them into my world. So I'm trying to let people into my world, but with caution, of course. I mean, as I say, I wouldn't recommend letting everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry into your world. You've got to protect yourself. Our hearts are fragile, and they break easily, and they don't mend so easily. So, just remember, protect yourself against everybody, even me. Some people portray themselves to be salt of the earth, wonderful friends, and I'm sure they are, but sometimes people can turn out a little interesting, to say the least, shall we say, and we all get hurt. Even your best friend can hurt you. So just protect your delicate little hearts, because they're precious and I care about them, and I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. But firstly, I'd like to say thank you, because you all say the kindest things, more or less, and you're very charitable and generous in your assertions of my character and my videos. And thank you, basically. People don't say thank you enough. So I'm saying thank you to you. I probably don't even know most of the people, who are going to be watching this video. I probably don't know you to look at, or to talk to, or anything. But yet you're watching me. I just think that's wonderful. I really do. And well, thank you. I'm a little scatterbrained these days. I don't particularly care for that term, but I've been very ill recently, and that is also why I'm here, to apologize. If I'm sure that some people have written to me, or made a video, or commented or something, and have become perhaps a little disappointed in my lack of reply. Not a lot of people know, but I'm quite an ill person. I suffer with a lot of pain, discomfort, and a lot of challenges in life, and sometimes that takes me away from the computer. A lot of people watching will have the same challenges, and so I know that the people who are intended to understand will understand. And thank you for your understanding. So if I have not been in touch recently, please don't hesitate, and just give me a little nudge, and because I also forget as well. I take a lot of medication that sometimes does not make me the brightest crayon in the box, or the sharpest claw on a bear, perhaps. But I am willing, and I'm friendly-ish. Well, I'm trying to be more friendly. I'm not very friendly. But as you know, or as some people know, it's my birthday recently. Last year I spent my birthday in the emergency room at hospital, and this year I was, in bed, medicated, in terrible pain, and suffering quite badly. So we're planning to celebrate my birthday another time. But for everybody who wished me well and made my birthday special, especially everybody at Liberty, the most darlingest people in all the world, I just want to say thank you. You are true friends. You really are. Now, I don't have much to say really. Just the odd occasional rubbish kind of bear poop that may be on my mind. Did I just say bear poop? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I was thinking today, I think a lot of people, more people than would care to admit, have considered suicide. Have I considered suicide? Yeah, I have. Several times, many times, all the time, whatever. Is it crazy to think like that? No, I don't think so. I think to consider suicide is a very rational thing to do. And as my good friend Cyril Connolly, who was not actually my good friend, but as he said, when even despair ceases to serve any creative purpose, then surely we are justified in suicide. And I think it's a very rational thing to decide, you know. You can't offer the world anything, the world doesn't offer you anything. Time to take ourselves out of it. And when people would say to me, but you don't know what's round the next corner, Kierri. Everything could change. And, well, obviously you're contemplating suicide. You're pretty sure that tomorrow is not going to bring anything different than today. It's not going to be more exciting. It's certainly not going to be more fulfilling. It's just the same old drudgery day in, day out. 9 months ago, my life fell apart completely. Some of you know some of the story. Some of you know other bits of the story. Nobody knows the whole story. How I like to be mysterious. Well, my life fell apart, and it took about a second to fall apart. That's how quickly it went from me being the happiest person in the world to being the most miserable, the most hopeless, the most uninspired and unencouraged person in the world. 1 second. Now, if I had killed myself when I wanted to, obviously, I wouldn't be here today. Because at that time, 9 months ago, I couldn't breathe. The pain in my heart hurt my chest. I couldn't breathe. There was no air in my lungs. I was choking on life. Didn't want to be here anymore. Didn't want to live in a world without what, I had lost, which I'm not telling you. Life is very hard for me all the time. It's very challenging for myself, for my mother and my family. Life is pretty rubbish. But I gain my happiness through God and through helping others, and part of that was taken from me 9 months ago. And people say, have hope. Things will change. Suicide is not the answer. And when you're suicidal, you kind of, you laugh and you say, well, what the heck do you know? What do you know? It's my answer. It's the only thing I have left. It's the only piece of control I have over my life. We can only control ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our thoughts, our actions. Life is inflicted upon us. And what can we do? The only thing left to do is to end it all if we can't cope, or if it's too much, or if we are not sufficiently equipped to deal with the circumstances we have found ourselves in. And yet a few weeks ago now, my life completely changed. In the same time it took my life to fall apart, my life came back together again. Just like that. In a second. Everything looked up. Everything was hopeful. I had faith. Everything. Everything I had lost had been restored. Everything. Now I'm dirt poor. I don't live in a nice house. I don't have much to live for, some of you might argue, perhaps. Nothing has changed. I'm still poor. I'm still disadvantaged. I'm still this, that, and another. I'm still oppressed. I'm still trapped in my own body and in my own shitty existence, if you'll pardon the expletive there. I apologize. But yet the one thing that gave me hope that I had lost came back. Just like that. If I had taken my life when I wanted to, I wouldn't have what I have now. The world would have changed. It wouldn't have changed for my absence, but my mother's life would have been destroyed. My friends' lives would have been destroyed. And I would not be here to experience the amazingly beautiful blessings I'm receiving right now. God has blessed me greatly. I don't have anything material. I don't want anything material. All I ever wanted was this one thing, my whole life. I got it, I lost it, and I got it back. Now I'm the kind of person that is sarcastic, is sharp-witted, is surly-tongued, and I won't be told that life is going to look up. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. What the heck do you know about me, about my heart, about my mind, about my struggles, about what I'm going through. You know nothing. And if you're going to tell me what I'm telling you right now, I'd be tempted to smack you on, perhaps, metaphorically speaking, with a wet kipper, of course. But what I'm telling you is, I am the person who would doubt what I'm saying more than anybody in the world. But it happened to me. As quickly as it fell apart, it came back. And that can be it for you. I survived 9 long months of the most shattered, broken heart in the world. I cried every day. I cried myself to sleep every night. I was the most miserable little girl in the whole wide world. And it lasted for 9 long months. My darling dearest, I could have had a baby in that time. And I had nothing to show for my misery except a bleeding heart with a dagger through it. 9 months I suffocated in misery. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't eat. I couldn't clean up. Couldn't smile. Couldn't do anything. And as soon as it went away, it came back. I got back exactly what I lost, but it was better. Other people, or in other circumstances, even in my own life, we may not get back what we lost. We may not even get what we want. But life, and God, if you believe, has a funny way of giving you exactly what you want, but in a different way than you had expected it. We must all believe. I thought I had faith. I didn't realize that I didn't have faith until I got it back. God is faithful. And if you ask things in His name and for His will, and if it is His will, He will grant it you, and you can be assured it is the will of God. Amen. Just believe. If you can't believe for you, believe because this little girl in England is imploring you to do so. There is hope, ladies and gentlemen. The sun will always rise every brand new beautiful morning, and it's shining for you. Bye-bye for now.